Tune's there, please.
Yes, that was great. Thank you for that.
Jackie would be proud.
Jackie's edgy. Jackie is edgy, let me tell you. Hey, John, you mentioned earlier you want Jackie on the show. I have her on the show. She is actually on the show today following your interview. Both Bub and I are going to be interviewing Jackie and her brother Mike, the drummer, and so your request has been granted.
Holy fucking cunt.
She was pretty smoking hot, too. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, minus, like, the 30 pounds of makeup that she had on her face and the hair extensions and the...
She sounds good.
You know,
well...
She had a rockin' bod, that's for sure.
Good. All right, Coach. This is a thing we're bringing back from last year's coaches' interviews. We're going to bring back the Enigma question. Are you ready for this?
Oh, the good old enig. Bring on the enig.
I got a good one for you. I think you're going to get it. I'm hoping.
That trophy of mine is looking pretty good.
All right, Coach. Here you go. Here's the Enigma for this week. We have Tiger Woods, O.J. Simpson, Darryl Strawberry, and Owen Hart.
3 seconds.
I've never been good at these. You know that. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
All right, Coach. The answer was, of course, athletes who have fallen.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Well, that's what ties them in together.
They've all fallen, and that poor Owen Hart certainly did fall to his miserable death. Wow, I'm going to hell. Okay, well, Coach, congratulations again. I'm happy for you. Good luck in your matchup this upcoming week against Jay Young, Yellow Peril. Do you have anything to say to Coach Kim?
Yeah. Fuck you.
There it is. Okay. Well, Coach, thank you for joining the show.
Thanks, Coach.
And good luck the rest of the way.
I love you guys to the bits. I want to kiss you on the lips.
All right, Bub. Interactive segment time. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and get Jackie. What's the matter?
You know, I don't really care, to be honest. So,
Bub,
she's too edgy for me. So I don't know. I gotta get something to eat or take a piss. I don't know.
Bub.
The Dynasty Podcast brings you an interactive and likely ridiculous segment with borderline on actual legit media. Buckle up your fucking seatbelts for the Dynasty Podcast interactive segment.
And now on the Tom Berkowitz Trucking Hotline, I am pleased to announce that we have two members of the Cleveland-based band Jackie, drummer Mike Laponza and Jackie Laponza herself. Guys, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Great. Well, I'd like to say that I'm a big fan of you guys. A few years ago, I made my way over to Cleveland and saw you guys perform over on the at the Blind Pig on West 6th Street, and I absolutely loved it. Jackie, what is it about your music that you love the most?
I just like how it's in your face, rock and roll, and we're pretty much just telling our story and making everybody feel it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys get quite the stage presence and everything, and Mike, you guys seem to be getting bigger and bigger. As a matter of fact, I believe you guys have a show tomorrow night with Saliva, is that right?
Yes, we do.
Cool.
Downtown Sandusky, Ohio, for the Ohio Bike Week.
Nice. Now, how long have you guys been playing together, Mike?
Me and my sister, we've been together for 17 years, actually playing, gigging out, doing stuff. I was very young, started playing the drums very young. My dad was in the music industry, and my grandparents owned the Corral, which was the second largest rock venue in Ohio back in the 70s and 80s, and, it was kind of just born into us, and, we went from there, and my sister always talked about, I'm going to be a star, and I was out there playing the drums, so we just figured it would be a good team,
Nice.
Family that you can trust through and through.
Absolutely. Living the dream. I love it. Jackie,
Day at a time.
I hear you. Jackie, you guys have a unique, catchy, and flat-out kick-ass sound, but who would you say are your biggest influences?
I grew up jamming out to Hearts, Barracuda at my coffee table. I love Pat Benatar, Joan Jett. I'm huge into Gwen Stefani, and No Doubt. I love Aerosmith and Queen. I kind of like just about every kind of rock band out there.
What was cool about her, too, is, growing up, she listened to all these bands, but then she had influences like, she had the hip-hop influence of TLC and, Salt and Pepper, and she got all the different, groove, the rhythm background of the hip-hop, and mixed in with her, dancing and singing, and, derived our own little compilation of rock and roll, you know what I mean? That we try to do it a little different, put on a show.
Yeah, you can definitely hear all those different types of, genres and whatnot within your music.
Right, it wasn't just based off of, we grew up listening to classic rock and roll, to metal, to, country, to hip-hop, everything, we didn't want to just solo ourselves out and go for one genre. We wanted to advance our musical abilities by looking at all these different genres and respecting it as some kind of music, whether you like it or don't like it. You gotta take it in and utilize it for what it's worth, and go about it that way instead of just telling yourself and being narrow-minded and not accepting it. You just you respect it as music and take it and utilize it.
That sounds great. Now, Mike and Jackie, maybe you can both answer this one. A lot of your songs bring out different types of feelings and emotions, but what types of feelings and emotions are you guys actually feeling or having while you're on stage? Is it just pure adrenaline, or is there anything more to it than that?
No, there's definitely more to it. When I sing songs that I wrote about emotional experiences in my life, I definitely try to put myself in the mindset of the time that I was writing it and the way that I felt while I was writing it, and try to get into that feeling so people actually feel that from my stage presence. I want them to feel how I felt. Whether it be about somebody I lost or about our band being rock stars and going from town to town just having a good time. That's how I want them to feel when I'm singing.
That's awesome.
No, it's that adrenaline rush, and that you're on stage, and I could be having the worst day possible, and when you walk on stage and you see 100 people to 10,000 people staring at you, it gives you something that nobody else gets to feel, unless you're some kind of performer on a stage and get that feeling, you don't know what it's like to get that experience and feel and know those people are there watching you.
It's empowering.
Yeah, it's very empowering and very surreal.
Yeah, I could only imagine, and I guess speaking of that feeling, if we could branch off just a tiny bit from music, if you don't mind. We on this show we do talk about music, pop culture, but we do primarily discuss sports. So if you don't mind letting us know, you guys have a sense as to how the Cleveland Browns may do this year? Are they gonna suck again, or do they get a chance at doing anything, or what do you think?
Cleveland Browns are always gonna be the Cleveland Browns, and you gotta love them if you're a Clevelander, especially if you're a Clevelander. I hate these fans that they love them when they're winning and they hate them. The typical Cleveland story. You love them when they're winning and you hate them when they're losing. If you're a Clevelander, you should should be a Cleveland fan and, support. That's what these people are there doing. They're trying to gain the support of the city.